Hello, it's Mr. Sattler. I'm going to explain to you how to solve simple rational equation. Okay, I want to talk about what simple means. And you see I have an arrow drawn to a fraction there. We have some kind of polynomial on top over 6. So the simple part is that there's no variable in the denominator that's underneath the fraction bar. And those are the type of problems we're going to look at today. All right, so when we read our sentence, when your rational equation is not expressed as a proportion, over here I have a over b equals c over d. That's what a proportion is, two fractions equal to each other. You can solve it by multiplying each side of the equation by the LCM of the rational expression, okay? Or sometimes we call that the LCD. All right, so if we look at example 1, this is not a proportion. We could make it one by combining these two, which involves finding the LCD and then adding the fractions together, then cross multiplying, which is kind of more steps that you're welcome to do that. But what we're going to do is find the LCM, or the LCD, and we're simply going to multiply everything by that, and that's going to wipe out all our denominators, and then we just deal with the numerator and go on about solving this just like we have using our algebra skills all year long. All right, so let's look at example 1. So we got 2 and 3 in the denominators. We're going to look at these denominators first. Making 5, which is a whole number, a fraction, just put it over 1. Okay, so 1's kind of easy to deal with, so we're looking for a LCM for 2, 3, and 1. That's pretty easy. That's going to be 6. Okay, so all those numbers, 6 is the smallest number, all those numbers multiply into. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this LCM and multiply every numerator by it. So I'm going to multiply this x by 6. I'm going to multiply the 2x by 6, and I'm going to multiply the 5 by 6. All right, now before I go on, what I'm going to do is kind of reduce my fractions. Does 2 go into 6? It does. So 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 goes into 6 2 times. All right, and then 1 into 6 is just 6. Okay, so now that I've reduced that, notice all my denominators are canceled out. So what am I left with? I'm left with 3x plus 2 times 2x is 4x equals, and then 5 times 6 is 30. All right, all my denominators cancel out. 30 over 1 is just 30. And we're just going to solve it. Now we just have a algebra equation here that we're going to do. So let's combine like terms. 3x and 4x make 7x. And then we'll divide both sides by 7. And since this is a fraction unit, I'll leave it as a 30 over 7. And there it is. Okay, let's look at example 2 now. All right, again, we're going to look at our denominators. Okay, 5, 3, and 1. So that number is going to be a 15. We're going to take that LCM, multiply every numerator by 15. Now be careful with the second fraction. It's a binomial. These belong together. So we're going to multiply 15 to that, which means we're going to have to distribute that 15 into both of those. Okay, so, and then of course we're going to multiply that 4 by 15. Okay, so now let's go ahead and reduce the denominators, which are going to cancel out. So 5 goes into 15 3 times, 3 goes into this 15 5 times, and then 1 into 15 is just 15. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the math. So 3 times x is 3x. Now we're going to distribute that 5 now. 5 times x is positive 5x. 5 times 4 is plus 20. And then 4 times 15 is 60. Okay, so now we just solved the algebra problem. So let's combine like terms. 3x and 5x make 8x. All right, and then we're going to subtract the 20x. Excuse me, the 20. Okay, so 60 minus 20 makes 40. And then divide the 8. All right, now we're left with x equals 40 divided by 8 is going to equal 5. All right, and there we go. So notice by multiplying everything by the LCM, just wipes out our denominators and makes this a pretty easy process. Okay, example 3. Things to watch out for always is there's a negative. So whenever there's a negative, we're going to need to distribute that eventually. So let's keep that in mind. All right, so let's find the LCM first. So we got 3, 6, and a 2. Okay, so we got to find a number that is the smallest number that will divide all those, and that will be 6. That divides into evenly, so that would be 6. All right, so 3 goes into 6, 6 goes into 6, and then 2 goes into 6. All right, so multiply all our numerators by 6. So 6 times 4, 6 times this entire numerator there, and then 6 times 9. Okay, so remember, we're only multiplying to the numerators. All right, let's reduce fractions where we can. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 6 goes into 6. That essentially just wipes itself out. And 2 goes into 6 3 times there. All right, let's combine them together. 2 times 4x makes 8x. And we have negative 2x plus 3. Notice I'm keeping the parentheses there. And then 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, denominators are wiped out. We got just a algebraic equation here. Okay, so first thing we're going to have to do, distribute this negative into the binomial behind it. So we got 8x minus 2x minus 3. Okay, so when you multiply by negative, it basically just changes the signs. All right, and then we got 27 here. All right, let's combine like terms. 8x minus 2x makes 6x minus 3. Okay, let's go ahead and add 3 both sides. All right, let's cancel. It's 6x, and then we get 30. It's going to work out very nicely. Okay, then divide this 6 into both of these. And we're going to get x equal to 5.